Hello everyone, I'm your host, MeleeWizard, and today, July 22nd, 2012, marks the 1-year anniversary that I have been a guy playing video games on YouTube. And frankly, it amazes me that I have stuck to it this long. And goodness knows, if you had told me like 2 years ago that I'd be doing this at all, I would never have believed it. I mean, seriously, to think that I have actually... The fact that I have a fan base, that alone just blows my mind. And my mind just blanked now. To think that I have actually come as far as I have in the past year, although considering where I started from, it really isn't saying that much. And when I first started off doing this, I didn't do myself any favors at all. Because for one, I had no contacts in the Let's Play community whatsoever, which I guess isn't really that odd of a thing. But the game that I decided to do first in the Prophecy, it's one thing to do a game that's obscure. There's nothing wrong with that. But to do a game that is so obscure that virtually 0 people have even heard of the game besides me, that's not a good way to inform people that you're around, you know. And I guess that probably influenced the game decisions I did following that, like the Mega Mans, the Super Marios, and such. I have a list of people here that I want to thank for this whole process even being possible. First off, I have the people that are my primary influences and inspirations, namely Proton John, Chugga Conroy, Raocow, Nintendo Capri Sun, and Deceased Crab, whom I'm sure none of them are actually going to be seeing this, but anyway, if it wasn't for those guys, I would never known that Let's Play even existed, much less that I would have wanted to do it in the first place. And from there, in a little bit of insight into my thought process, when I was first thinking about doing this in the first place, I kind of wanted my commentary to be kind of like the wacky, nonsensical stuff that Raocow does. But the more I thought about it, the more I came to realize that I could never pull it off as well as Raocow does. I mean, for him, it comes from him naturally. For me, it would be really awkward and forced, and time has shown that I could not even pull that off in the moment, just because I'm probably halfway focused on playing the game, halfway focused on trying to talk while I'm doing it, and goodness knows I'm only half aware of what I'm saying most of the time. And goodness knows that's probably why I don't really care for my commentary, even though a lot of you have said otherwise. And go further down on my list, I'd like to thank JustinWaz0309 for being my first subscriber ever. That was really awesome. Chase the Fate for being my second subscriber, and for suggesting that I do E.V.O. Search for Eden. Goodness knows that was a rather interesting experience doing that game, and that was the biggest project that I had at the time. And I like to think that it helped my channel grow as a whole and let more people. I like to think it drew more people in. I guess that's the phrase I want to use, maybe. And regarding like the first dozen or so subscribers that I had, and I don't remember who all of you are offhand, but I can't help but wonder how you found me. I mean, did you like specifically search for something and then found me, or did you just come up in some random something or other? It just makes me wonder, when I only had like maybe 24 videos or so. But actually, it was probably more by the time I had a dozen subscribers. But I can't help but think, how do you come across me and just like see me playing Mega Man 5 or whatever the heck I was playing at the time, and thinking, oh, that looks interesting, I'll check that out. And then you guys like what you see and subscribe, which I think is really awesome. I also like to thank Boss Let's Player, wherever he may be, for being the first one to really reach out to me as a fellow Let's Player. As brief as that contact was, I appreciate the whole thought on that. I like to thank all the various forums that I've been a part of, if not welcoming me, then at least tolerating my existence. I'd like to thank Dan First for allowing me to Let's Play the 12 Palaces. And as a result of that, I also like to thank Oh Look No Numbers, Cast Chaos, and Ventus for not only allowing me to do your quest, but actually requesting that I do so. And you have no idea just how good that makes me feel. I mean, it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something right here, for you to actually come up to me out of the blue and say, hey, I want you to do my quest too. Because goodness, my self-confidence is mediocre in the best of times. And just seeing people giving me all this positive feedback and actually wanting me to do something that they have made, it's probably the only reason why I've even stuck to it this long. Because goodness knows in the early days I was getting no feedback whatsoever, mostly because nobody knew I even existed. And just from that, it gave me the thought process of why I was even bothering to do it. Because if nobody ever sees what I do, then what's the point? But since then, like I said, the vast majority of the responses that I've gotten has been very positive, and I appreciate that more than you'll ever know. And there was something else I was going to say. I forgot what it was now. But anyway, just looking into the future, there's my to-do list is probably about maybe a dozen games long right now, including a couple of Zelda Classic quests that I plan on going into after Golden Sun. But that by no means does that mean that I am more than willing to hear out any requests that you guys might have, if E.V.O. and the various Zelda Classic quests are any indication. And the systems that are basically eligible for such suggestions are like the Super NES, regular NES, Game Boy Advanced, Sega Genesis, Game Gear, and Sega CD, and the PC games up to a certain point, since my computer is by no means the most powerful thing in the world. And there actually is one more system that as I was thinking about this whole thing, that I might want to experiment with, and if things go well, there is a couple of games that I think would be very interesting for me to Let's Play, but that's a matter for another day, I guess. And unfortunately, I do not have a capture card, so any of the actual consoles aren't really an option right now. But though I have been shopping around for them for a little bit, and I'm willing to hear some feedback on that whole endeavor. Though keep in mind that the only consoles that I actually have are the N64 and PS2. But if I end up getting one and things work as well as I hope they do, goodness knows I'll let you guys know with a special feature or something. And I've probably got about maybe 3, 4, 5 projects that I would go with from there. So, in summation, thank you guys so much. I can never appreciate you guys enough for watching my stuff and making comments and liking and subscribing and all that wonderful stuff. And I hope things continue to grow in the future. So, until next time, this is MeleeWizard, and y'all have a nice day.